Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Angus Robertson is a man with enormous girth and a tiny brain. When he isn't busy flying at 30,000 feet, scoffing champagne and caviar, he sits down at his desk occasionally and has really dumb ideas. And one of the latest ones is one of the dumbest. He wants more powers to control trade in Scotland, and he wants to do this by getting rid of the Internal Market Act. This was brought in by the Conservative government after Brexit so that they can trade within Britain easily without impacting on rules. It was necessary because of the Northern Ireland situation, for example. But it is hated by the Nats as it gives Westminster powers to do trade deals for the whole of the United Kingdom, but not the Nats, not Scotland. Well, of course not, because Scotland isn't a sovereign country. Neither is England, of course. It's the United Kingdom that is the sovereign country. And they're saying, oh, yes, but this affects businesses in Scotland. Yes, it does. And Wales. And England. What's your problem? But he says, no, we want to be able to do trade deals on our own, so we can do a trade deal with Scotland, for example. Sorry, a trade deal. Scotland could do a trade deal with America, for example. Yeah, well, let me just tell you how badly that would work out. Imagine, for example, that the Americans said, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And they gave Scotland all these tariffs, but England had negotiated lower tariffs. And then the Scots were going, hang on, how come England only has to pay 10% in tariffs and we have to pay 25%? And they say, well, it's because you're only a tiny little economy and we don't like you. Or whatever, And that's the problem that, would be created. But they are too dumb to see this. There's also the fact that it would create, effectively, a trade border between England and Scotland. And at that point, it would mean that nothing could move freely across the border. It would require import licenses, etc., because there was no internal market. It would be deemed to be an external market. Yet another way to screw over the Scottish economy. I mean, these guys are just so dumb. It is unbelievable, isn't it? But you can't tell them because it's all, oh, well, you do this, it's independence and all that. Because that's all they think, independence. And they seem to think that independence will deliver the best for Scotland. And it won't. It'll only, deliver poverty and misery and dictatorship. And there's still people stupid enough to believe them and vote for them. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? How dumb do you have to be? Hey ho, let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Bye.